Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really interesting report from March 2026. It's all about a concept that could completely change, well, everything about how we work. It's called the AI Native Organization. And it really all kicks off with this number right here, over 330,000. That's how many stars a project called OpenClaw got on GitHub in, get this, just a few months. So what on earth is this thing, and why did it absolutely explode onto the scene? All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll dig into that OpenClaw explosion. Then, we'll get into what exactly an AI native organization is. From there, we'll look at the two different paths this could take us down. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the three key things you absolutely need to take away from this. Okay, first up, let's talk about the thing that lit the fuse for this whole conversation, the OpenClaw phenomenon. What's just wild about this is the speed. I mean, look at this timeline. We're talking a matter of months for OpenClaw to go from some cool little project to a global phenomenon. This wasn't a slow burn. It was a complete firestorm. It caught the big tech players totally off guard, and they had to scramble just to create their own clones. So what is it? Well, at its heart, OpenClaw is a totally new way for AI to operate. Forget just chatbots. Think of it more like a digital employee. It can actually use your software, manage your projects, and run entire workflows all on its own. It's the difference between asking an AI for information and handing an AI a whole job to complete. And you might be wondering, how does it actually do all that? Well, a few things are key. It can take a really complex goal, something like launch our new marketing campaign, and automatically break it down into all the little steps needed. But here's the really mind-blowing part. It can bring together different AI agents, each with their own specialty, to work together on that one goal. They collaborate and they even correct themselves along the way. It's like a digital project team. Okay, so this is where we zoom out, because this isn't just about a new piece of software. A technology this powerful isn't just another tool in the toolbox. No, it's the actual foundation for a whole new way of building a company. And that brings us to the main event, the AI native organization. So just try to picture this for a second. Imagine a company where the managers, the whole coordination layer, is an AI operating system. And the employees, they're specialized AI agents that handle literally everything. Right, and this is the core idea you need to grasp. You've got the AIOS, that's the brain, it's thinking about strategy, it's deciding where to put resources. And then you've got the agents. They're the hands and feet, actually doing the work. And they do it at a speed and scale that, let's be honest, human teams could never, ever match. This chart really spells out the difference. On one side, you have today's digital enterprise, right? We use AI as a tool to help people. But on the other side, you have this new thing, what the report calls a fluid enterprise. Here, AI isn't the tool. AI is the organization. And you don't even measure value in dollars anymore. You measure it in tokens, units of compute. Now, this leads to a really wild concept called workflow as an asset, or WAA for short. And this is a potential game changer for individuals. It means that your specific knowledge, your skills, the unique way you do something, that can be packaged up into an automated workflow. It becomes an asset that you can sell and that an AI OS can buy and use whenever it needs it. So, okay, this all sounds huge, and it brings us to a really important question. What does this future actually look like for us? The report lays out two very different paths, one for companies and one for us as individuals. For companies, it's basically an evolutionary journey. They start as a traditional company, then they go digital, which is where most are now. But the final step, the game end, is to become one of these fluid enterprises, completely run by an AI OS. And for people, the journey is all about leveraging what makes you unique. Using AI tools, you become a super individual, way more productive. From there, you can actually package your skills into one of those wow assets we talked about, essentially becoming a one-person company. And the final stage, you become an ecosystem node, plugging your unique value directly into these huge AI networks. All right, so let's boil all this down. What are the big things we need to remember? We're going to look at the three most important takeaways from the report. And let's start with a big, big problem, one that comes with a hefty price tag. Okay, so this new way of doing things is incredibly powerful, right? But it comes with a massive catch. The report uses this amazing term for it, a compute black hole. Why?
Because getting all these different AI agents to work together and coordinating an entire organization, it just devours an insane amount of computing power.
And this is what really got me. Look at the inefficiency. This chart shows that as much as 85%, 85 of all that compute power, all those tokens, isn't even for doing the actual work. It's just for overhead. It's for managing the system and getting the agents to talk to each other. That is incredibly inefficient right now.
So that brings us to our first huge takeaway. The big shift here is from thinking of AI as a tool to seeing it as the operating system. This isn't just about giving your employees a new app to make them a bit faster. It's about building a whole new kind of company, a fluid enterprise that is fundamentally more agile and intelligent from the ground up.
Okay, takeaway number 2. This one is all about you. Your expertise, your know-how can be packaged up and turned into a real monetizable asset. That workflow as an asset. And that means you can participate in this new economy in a totally new way, not just as a regular employee, but as an independent ecosystem node. And number 3, our final takeaway, is the reality check. We have to talk about that compute black hole. This amazing future is, right now, incredibly expensive and inefficient to run. The costs are massive. You throw in some pretty major security risks that come with a system like this, and you realize these are huge hurdles we have to clear before this vision can really take off. So, that leaves us with one last question to chew on. In this new world, as the line between a company and an individual starts to get really blurry, where do you fit in? Are you going to be someone who builds a fluid enterprise, or will you become one of those indispensable ecosystem nodes?